Edwards goes high. Oh, it's not dealt with by Bristol, and Abby Dow hacks ahead, and then she's got loads of pace, of course. Abby Dow into foot race between her and Atwood, and Abby Dow wins the race.
Welcome back, rugby fans. Thanks for pressing play on this video. As always, it's great to have you with us on this beautiful sunny day as we cover another massive game from the Tyrrell's Premier 15s. I'm Megan Stevens.
And I'm Amy Christophers, and after covering 3 back-to-back matches which could all be contenders for Game of the Year, we're back with a potential nominee. It's Wasp Ladies versus Bristol Bears Women.
Now, don't you find it really frustrating when you're doing something really well and you're on a roll and then something out of your control comes along and completely halts you in your tracks? If I was Wasps Director of Rugby Giselle Mather or Bears Head Coach Kim Oliver, I'd be pretty damn fuming that after starting the second half of the season with big wins, everything stops for the Women's Six Nations. Amy, what are your thoughts on having the biggest international tournament right in the middle of the season and halting all domestic rugby?
Yeah, it's not ideal, is it? But we don't want to take away from the magic that is the Six Nations, of course. But I think some serious discussions need to be had as to its placing in the calendar, because it just comes in, you know, we've just had Christmas for 2 weeks to come back, do 2 amazing games, and then we have the equivalent of the summer break, basically, for the Six Nations. And that means that some of our players are not going to be playing top flight rugby for 6 weeks. It just seems a bit silly to me, but, you know, that's the way it is.
And so, I guess in that time, you should do all of this, because we'll be releasing some exclusive content and you don't want to miss out. So hit subscribe, hit a little like, and follow us through that break.
But we're done moaning about the Six Nations now, and we are fully focused on bringing you today's match. Live interviews, match analysis. Let's do this. Now, Megan, I feel like this is an episode full of firsts. It's the first time we've done a show together, it's the first time I've ever been to Twyford Avenue, and it's the first time the Women's Rugby Show has ever covered Bristol Bears women. And with me being from the West Country, I thought I'd give you some Gert Lush stats on them.
No worries, I'll take Wasps. And I'll start on a very positive note. Seems that when it comes to the question of who'd win in a battle between a Wasp and a Bear, a Wasp wins every time, literally. Giselle Mather's troops have a 100% win record against their West Country opponents. Not only that, seems like Bears don't travel well. In their 5 previous meetings, Wasps have scored an average of 23.6 points and conceded only 12. This fixture earlier on in the season saw Wasps win 18-10.
It's certainly a tough stat for Bristol, but it's not just their opponents today that they've struggled against. Despite winning 48-0 against Furwood Waterloo last week, they've actually lost 7 games this season already. That includes a 4-game losing run since before their win last week. That is their worst run in the Premier 15 since they lost 5 in a row back in 2018. Thank God they missed that stat again.
Now, despite lavishing in 5th, Wasps continue to dominate the player chart. They've got not 1 but 2 players in the league's top 10 try scorers in Abby Dow and Hannah West, and not 1 but 2 players in the top 10 kickers in Lizzie Goulden and Hannah Edwards, and another couple of players with a decent tally. But outside of that, it's looking pretty bare. The side in gold and black have quality in abundance, from the Irish contingent in Clenia Maloney, Edel McMahon and Claire Malloy, to the exciting English talent in Kate Alder, Katie Mason and Maud Muir. And that's not even mentioning half of their gifted squad. If this side can add more scores to their repertoire, they'll be flying up the table to where they rightfully belong.
Where the Wasps can call upon their Irish roster, for the Bears, it's their Welsh core that is bringing that X factor to an already talented young squad. With Eleanor Snowsill, Shue and Lily Crabb and Kira Bevan in the usual lineup, they can knock down doors and pick the locks of anyone on their day, but their replacements are no slouches. It's also worth noting the talents of co-captain Clara Nielsen, who has been in scintillating form this campaign, scoring once every 2 games and really adding that firepower up front, alongside rising star back row Ro Marston.
Now, you'd think that most sides like playing at home. However, perhaps that's one of the reasons Wasps are struggling a bit this season is their poor home record. They're sitting in the bottom half of the table when it comes to tries scored at home, with just 20 compared to 28 when they've played away from Twyford Avenue. The only other teams who have conceded more tries at home than them is Furwood Waterloo and DMP Sharks. I mean, if only they could play away every week.
So with that in mind, how can Kim Oliver's team get the points today? Well, the message is simple. Hold off the Wasps' onslaught in their first half and strike while they tire after the break. Wasps have the second worst record in the league for conceding tries in the last 20 minutes, 9 in total, whereas Bristol are joint fourth best, scoring 7 in the final quarter. If Bears capitalise on their fitness and mental strength, then the crucial W could be theirs.
Now, it's going to be an intriguing game today and potentially a close one to call, but who wins it for you?
I think it is going to be Wasps, but secretly I'm going to be cheering on for Bristol.
I mean, I'm going for Wasps. Undoubtedly some strong players in the team, and the stats show just how prominent and consistent they've been in the Premier 15s to date. And I love backing a team on their home turf, even if it hasn't proven the recipe in recent times.
I think one thing is definitely guaranteed. I can't wait for this one.
After running nearly 50 points on DMP Sharks last week, Giselle Mather has decided, or has been forced, to make a number of changes to her starting lineup for this game. Starting in the pack, and Claire Cripps is inserted back into the front row with Nora Boltrawai out injured. Some good news though is that Delina Dennison returns to start in the second row. Liz Craik, Sarah Mitchelson and Harriet Miller-Mills occupy the rear of the scrum. There's just one change to the backs as Sophia Rolfe replaces Tova Dirk on the wing. She drops to the bench alongside the always impressive Claire Malloy.
Bristol are another team coming into this match on the back of an almost half-century point drubbing. Kim Oliver has decided she only needs minor changes in a bid to win 2 on the trot. Marlo Boyd comes into the starting lineup in place of Ebony Jeffries. She is the only change to the pack, with the front and back rows remaining the same from the rollicking of Furwood Waterloo. The only other change to the starting 15 is Maren Doidge, taking up the right wing slot in place of Lucy Burgess. Look out for England stars Sarah Byrne and Amber Reid, whilst Reid's fellow centre Phoebe Murray will look to build upon her hat-trick last week. Now we head over to our man on the mic, Johnny Hammond, to guide us through today's action.
And HD, 1080, that came out at 39.
It's just not worth it.
No, so I'm getting pressed there. I put it in the mic socket rather than the earphone socket. When it first came out, it's getting sober.
Good early attack from Wasps. Hannah Edwards picks it up off her bootlace and then gets smashed for her troubles as well. Nicely building here, Wasps. Pick down that short side, but then they come open side. Liz Craik, powerful, pumping the legs, hand off. Liz Craik is there for the opening try of the day. Shouldn't be a problem at all for Hannah Edwards. It is not. 7-0. Breathtaking start to this game, it really is. Advantage coming to Bristol here off the back of that good win against Waterloo last week. Scoose passes looped for Poppy Leach to clear up. Nielsen goes in. Parker's there, no advantage, will come back for the penalty. Amber Reid, so good to see her back and scoring points as well. Line-outs taken by Cunningham. Very good couple of minutes for Bristol here. Now the penalty coming to the away side, to the Bears. Powerful drive this. Edging ever closer to that line. They're there now, they're over, and the try is awarded. That's brilliant work for the Bristol pack. Tricky conversion for Amber Reid, but that's a brilliant strike from the Red Rose. O'Donnell hoping to be involved for England, no doubt, over the Six Nations campaign. Harriet Miller-Mills just glad to be back playing rugby. Edwards. Oh, it's good from Edwards. Kate Alder back inside. Oh, there she is, the number 8. Harriet Miller-Mills, the former Player of the Year. Edwards goes high. Oh, it's not dealt with by Bristol, and Abby Dow hacks ahead, and then she's got loads of pace, of course. Abby Dow into a foot race between her and Atwood, and Abby Dow wins the race. Hannah Edwards right in front of the 6, 19-10 now. Unbelievable intensity and physicality in this opening quarter of this game. Is there more in this first half? Bristol coming through Murray. Parker, Scouse. Atwood tries to get the offload away. Wasps counter-rucking, but it's still there for Marston. Parker, nice flat pass, inviting players, those big forwards, onto that gain line, over that gain line. Scouse skips through. Scouse out to Amber Reid, and then it's Atwood. Brilliant score from Bristol. They are right back in this game. Edwards not for the first time having to pick it up off her bootlaces. She's had an excellent first half. MacDonald again. And through the forwards Muir. Great offload. Mitchellson. Have to arrive now, Craig and Miller-Mills. Advantage coming to the Insects. They're offside, Bristol just too keen. She's been kicking very well all afternoon. Reasonable way out, but right in front of the post. Hannah Edwards, no problem. Floated out by MacDonald off the boot of Claire Cripps, was it? And the ball back in the hands of Bristol again, who want one last bite of the cherry in this first half. Parker and Pam taking that ball well above her head. Parker waiting. To Atwood. One bounce and out to touch. And that will signify half-time. Wasps ladies 22, Bristol Bears 15. Defensive line out for Bristol. 5 minutes into this second half. Oh, it's gone astray. Who's going to pounce on it? It's the Red Rose scrum half, Claudia MacDonald. What a start to this second half for Wasps. That's 3 tries in a row. Converted as well by their fly half. Front rows just wait to engage. MacDonald only try scoring this second half so far. Miller-Mills gaining those hard yards as she so often does. Wasp powering through now. It's Liz Craig. 4 tries without response from London Wasps. Parsons. One final say here, Bristol. And they get it as well. And it may well be the lady through into the line-out. It is, it's Parsons. And there's the bonus point for the 4th try. Impressive stuff this from Wasps this afternoon. First game back on home turf in 2020. And the first game of the decade at Twyford Avenue ends with a victory, 34 points to 20. Bristol so brave, leaving the bonus point, but Wasps in the end were too good.
Sarah, unfortunately, it didn't go your way in the end, but most of that, you had it under control. What do you think happened? What went wrong?
You know, like, we're a very young team and we're learning this season, and every season we're coming out and trying absolute hardest, and just our own errors let them have silly little tries. I wouldn't necessarily say that Wasps played us, because, like you said, we looked like we had it under control. So we just got to take work-ons, and I really enjoyed playing in that game, and I absolutely love my team. We held together really well, so we can only keep building into the next bit of the season.
And there was a bit of a controversial decision on one of the tries in the second half. How annoying is it when things like that happen?
It's frustrating, but you know, that's the game. You can never go onto a pitch and say this is going to happen, this is definitely that. Everyone's going to have their own opinions on things, and you've just got to take it under your wing and try again. And we did that, and we got our try back. So it's frustrating, but it shows that we have good strength, and we're a great united side.
You definitely came back fighting, and out there it looked like you guys were taking absolutely no prisoners. It's such a shame that the end result didn't actually come through with that, but you had your mum on the sidelines today. I heard her shouting for you. Yeah. How does it feel when you know you've got all that support around you?
Oh, it's fantastic. I absolutely love my mum and dad and all of my family that come. They come to every single game, and they've supported me my whole life, and without them I wouldn't be the player that I am. So just to have them here and just to be back on the pitch and running around again, you can see by a smile on my face, that's all I want, and nothing else. Yeah, so I'm really happy with it.
And now we have the Six Nations as well. How's that 6 weeks off from domestic rugby? How's that going to affect the team, do you think?
For us, I actually think it's going to be really beneficial. We've those tiny little errors that are letting teams into our game, we can iron out, and hopefully that we can just come back with the same energy and confidence we had in this game, but without the scoreline.
Well, we wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season.
First of all, condolences. Unfortunately, didn't go your way today. What do you think was the key point for that?
For me, we lacked a bit of physicality in defence. We let in a couple of soft tries, which ultimately gives them momentum in the game. So yeah, I think we need to just up our defensive game a little bit. It was really good at the beginning of the season. It's just dropped off almost since then.
Right, yeah. That first half was just like non-stop. I mean, it was dripping points to say.
Yeah, it was a good half. It was a good flowing rugby, and I think both teams are really going at it in attack. And there were a lot of opportunities out there. I think unfortunately they finished a few more than we did.
Right. Yeah. What were the chats being had at half time?
Just our attack was really good. Our attack shape was good. Just like I say, just bring that physicality in defence.
Yeah.
I think the feeling was good. We felt good at half time, but we've got to be able to bring that and put it into the pitch.
Yeah. Right. And plans for the break now that we go into Six Nations time?
Just working on everything that we need, that we need to work on. So, like I say, that physicality, finishing those opportunities, either that last pass or that decision around that last pass or kick, or just things like that, and just building our confidence into. Obviously, we've got Quinn's first game back, which can be a really tough game for us. So, just working on our attack, the shape, our defence, and getting everything into place ready for Quinn's.
Yeah, cool. And I mean, it's not all bad news. You've had some big wins, so onwards and upwards, I take it.
Yeah, when we stick to our processes and we play our systems and we have our good defensive line speed, we're a real contender for any team. But at the moment, those things just aren't quite coming together.
Right.
So that's hopefully in this 8-week break now we can really work on those things, bring them together, and put in a good performance come the 21st.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, all the best for the break.
Thank you.
And hopefully see you again soon.
Yeah.
Sophia, congratulations. Yeah, that is 2 wins on the bounce now. How does it feel?
Really good, yeah, because I think we worked hard to be here and win, so I think it was a really good game. And they were really physical, but we keep have them and we beat them. So
You were absolutely fantastic out there. Your tackles were unbelievable. I couldn't keep up with you. You were just here, there and everywhere. I was trying to see who you'd even tackled at one point and I just couldn't make it out because you were just so fast. So for me, I think you really made the difference in the game today. Would you say that you had quite a big personal impact on the game?
I think, yeah, I tackle okay, but I still like keep going and like improve my tackle because I think I tackle a bit like high. I can like tackle more low and be like dominant tackle. But I'm okay. Yeah, I'm happy what I did. So.
And now we have the Six Nations, of course, and we've just built back that momentum. Now you've got 2 wins on the bounce, and now we have 6 weeks off. So how are you as a team going to keep up that momentum to come back and keep winning after the Six Nations?
I think we're still like doing training Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and like we like work hard and keep going. Yeah.
And keep going. Well, thank you very much, and we will see you in 6 weeks' time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, congratulations. What a
Thanks very
game. That was just non-stop action.
Yeah, it was, especially the first sort of 20 minutes or so. It was just back and forth, everybody getting points on the board. But yeah, a really exciting game to be a part of. It's good to have that sort of competition. They've got fabulous runners, great kickers. I mean, they've just got attack all over the board, so really good team to play against, and thankfully we turned up on the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to sort of recap for everyone at home, it was a try in the first 2 minutes. We had, I think it was 19-15 at 20 minutes and then went into halftime 22-15.
Yeah.
What was the mood in the changing rooms?
Good. Yeah, it was positive. We sort of felt like we had a bit of momentum, but it was all about sort of coming out, resetting, using that momentum, but still sort of keeping really clinical and just sort of building on it and working and going forward.
Yeah. And personally, I kept a little bit of an eye on you. You had some amazing plays in there. Incredible. How did that feel for you?
Yeah, good. I think it's the same as every game. You sort of have moments that are disappointing and sort of you make silly errors, and then a few moments sort of went well. So yeah, I was overall pretty chuffed, but still lots to build on, and hopefully we've got time now to do that for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that was going to be another question. What's your plan for this break while we have Six Nations?
So get back to basics, I guess. Keep building on. Keep building on what we've got, and then come back. We've got some tough games when we come back, but it'll be good to have this momentum building into it, and then just seeing how we can find a way to beat the top 3 teams in the league at the moment.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, well, gives me great pleasure to say that you're today's Ruggette RFC and Women's Rugby Show Player of the Match, so you get to keep this awesome jersey.
Thank you very much.
That's all
yours.
yours.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you.
And well done.
Thanks very much.
Well, we said it was going to be an intriguing game today, and it certainly was that. Who impressed you the most?
Do you know what? Both teams really impressed me today, but I feel like Wasps just had that extra edge. But my player for them has to be Sophia Rolfe. I think her tackles were just unbelievable today, and I think she's the key member that made the difference for me.
Right,
How about you?
Yeah, I'm going to cheat a bit and pick someone from each team. I think for Wasps, it has to be CLAUDIA MacDonald. She is an absolute machine on the field, and you just can't keep track of where she is. She's that fast. And for Bears, I'm going to go with Daisy Mays. I think her reaction and decision making was just incredible today, and key plays came from her.
So sadly, we have come to the end of this episode, but if you would like to keep up to date with what we're doing during the Six Nations, then do these 4 simple things. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, The Women's Rugby Show, follow us across social media, and tell all your friends about The Women's Rugby Show.
Yes, and don't forget to check out the bespoke women's rugby clothing range, Ruggette RFC. Their gear is amazing. It's been designed for all positions and all sizes, and it's so cozy and comfortable, especially now that the sun's dropped down. Plus, as an added gift, anyone who enters Women's Rugby Show, one word, at checkout gets 10% off courtesy of us. We'll put the links to their site and social below.
But now it's time to take our Tyrrell's Premier 15s hat off and put our England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales hat on.
Aren't France on there too?
Oui.
Anything for our Italian fans?
Ciao.
Bye guys.